What up, Zeros and Ones? This is Mike Bust from Arcadians, bringing you a special monster hunt with my alt character, Derailer. We're going to be taking on a Rathalos with Adrenaline +2, using all of the equipment that you have available to you when you first encounter him. And technically, this is going to be a first encounter. This is actually our second encounter. We tried to do this with the cutscene quest, and a Rathalos shut that down very quickly. But I know I can do this. It's certainly not a difficult task to take on. I know that Moxie doesn't work with Adrenaline +2, so I'm not going to go that way. Defender, why not? Rathalos is my second favorite monster in Monster Hunter Tri, and so it'll be a pleasure to take this guy on. The dragons that they've done in this game are really cool. My equipment setup is going to be the Poison Stinger frame, Barzooka barrel, and Thundercryst stock. I'm going to be doing Pierce gunning primarily, Pierce one-shots to be specific. And the deviation on this bowgun is high left-right. Generally speaking, I don't like having deviation on my bowguns at all. In this case, because I'm using a range of 0.6 and the Pierce one-shots, even though the shots are going to be squiggling all over the place, I'm pretty hopeful that they're going to stay on target in Rathalos' tummy. That's the idea, at least. My status screen damage is 300, and that'll get boosted up to 430 something after all my boosting and Adrenaline +2 and all that fun stuff. So good times. Let's go take on a Rathalos. Oh, exciting news! My friend April, you may know her better as Emo Fire of YouTube, was recently hired by the Grammar Police. So exciting. She gets to wear a fancy hat and a fancy badge, and a little siren goes off whenever she finds a grammatical error. So amazing. Irregardless of how you may feel about the Grammar Police, it's important to note that, anti-brutality Grammar Police laws are in place, and, we're all much safer in a world without misnomers of phonetics and linguistics. But it's really exciting. Props to April. It's certainly a great position to take on. I hear the pay stinks, but, you do what you can. That's not going to work. I stole this idea from Gale of setting down bombs and then boosting. He does really fancy stuff with it. Like, that worked, did it? Maybe? No. He does really fancy stuff like climbing up ledges faster and fun stuff like that. I cannot match that level of ability. Did I not use enough bombs? I'm confusing myself. I see no shadow. I'm disappointed. I was really hoping I could just kind of come right up on him, considering that I wasn't able to do the cutscene quest. But no, he's being stubborn, as he does. And I'm just bombing myself relentlessly. Oh, steal a flash bomb from me, will you? I'll allow that. Oh, come on! Seriously? Seriously, you guys? And he's leaving. Good times in bowgunning. Chasing monsters all over the place. Where do you want to go next? You're going to go into the volcano? Really? That was my whole purpose and intent, was to keep you out of there. And now you're just going to go there. You're just like, yeah, that's a great idea. Oh, did you have trouble with that? You didn't like the Rhinopolises last time? Let's go back. Rathalos is such a jerk. He's easily the jerkiest monster in all of Tri. From just pouncing on you at odd times, he seems to be the most consistent monster for me that just disobeys lag, and he'll be going through a pant cycle and all of a sudden he's charging on you. Yeah, he really just wanted to come here. He really wanted to do it here. Like I said, man, what a jerk. Alright, so I better get smart. Oh, no. I am not going to chase you all over the place, Rathalos. Come on. Really? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the least lucky monster hunt you may ever see on YouTube. This could be the one. Ladies and gentlemen, in a stunningly fitting sense of retribution, Rathalos has made me chase him everywhere. This is what I get for saying bad things about the grammar police. So anyway, my Pierce gunning setup allows me to basically focus Pierce gun... I'm sorry, being redundant. Pierce shot damage in such a way that the hits are very close together. Thanks for just sitting there for me, Rathalos. That was really nice of you. So if I can get shots in on his weak points, then in theory, I should be doing expanded damage based on that low range. And this is a really interesting topic of conversation in the greater world of Pierce gunning as to what are the ideal ranges are of specific Pierce gun setups and for specific types of Pierce shot. And once you've achieved the ideal range and you have the right shot, then like how should you sequence the hits of the Pierce shot so that they do maximal damage? And for an example of this, like when you're Pierce gunning Devil Joe, for example, even though his tummy is the weak point, it's very difficult at times to not hit either his neck or his arm or his leg on the way to hitting his tummy. And so you sort of have to manage in that Pierce shots will oftentimes enter in to a lower damage weak zone. A lower damage zone, just in order to get to that higher damage zone and create a more successful shot. And so that's something really interesting about Pierce shots in general. So there's a lot of debate and interest in this subject. Especially once you get into high rank. One of the best Pierce gunning barrels is the Devil's Grin barrel. It has the highest raw actually of any of the barrels in the game. It does have negative 10% affinity, unfortunately, but has a really high raw and it has a range of 0.8. And a lot of people really like to pair that with the Thunderchris Rex frame. And wait, God, he is just flash resistant today. What's going on? Either that, I'm just really bad at throwing flash bombs. I think that's probably closer to the truth. Let's see. A lot of people really like to use that combination for the 0.8 range and do really successful things with it. I'm more of a fan of using the Barazuka barrel for the 0.6 range. And if you go just through all of my bow gunning videos on my YouTube channel, I mean, I'm constantly using the Barazuka barrel with different frames and in different combinations in order to achieve different things. My thinking on this is that since monster hit zones, let me repeat this. Since the differences between monster hit zones are greater than the differences between achieving greater amounts of damage through armor skills and boosters and things like that, then therefore using range as a modifier of damage for Pierce gunning will be more successful than just using raw damage variables. And, you know, it's a theory that I have really yet to successfully prove, but it's something that I'm a fan of, and I think that this is the direction that the game wants you to go in with Pierce gunning, is to take your range ever lower and to use lowered range as the variable for achieving higher amounts of damage. Much like how sharpness works with later game Blade Master weapons. Could use some stuff. Of course, I lost my trap tool earlier. I'm a cat that was a tool. Lame wad. Oh, I do so love bombs. I don't like it when they get blown up by the monster, though. That's not cool. He's probably... No, I don't want to say he's close to capture readiness yet. I don't want to jinx myself, you know? I find Rathian to be much harder than Rathalos, because she's really unpredictable. Like, Rathalos pretty much does... He's going away. Could you? Still haven't paintballed him. It's just ridiculous behavior on my part. It's because I'm nervous. It's because I'm recording. It sucks. Yeah, you're going that way. Of course you are. It's also because I've been cursed by the grammar police, obviously. Grammar police. Gotta watch out for those grammar police. Is that gonna totally screw me up? Nope. He should be getting down to the point of going home. Like, he's going to go home to Papa pretty soon. And I think that's fitting. He made me chase him all over the place, and really I wasn't too pleased about that. So I'm gladly going to take him to his maker. Of course, he's also evaded most of my traps that I've laid. So I don't really have a lot of choice in that matter. Rhinopolis. You know what? He brought me here because of the Rhinopolis. He is insistent on fighting me while he's got Rhinopolis on his side. Those guys are good buddies. They're like Kurapeko and Devil Joe. Yeah, look at this. You are such an idiot. Oh. Yeah, please stay down. And you, Rathalos, do something unproductive, would you? Good, he stayed down. Yeah, the deviation thing, I'm kind of feeling it. And I'm also kind of realizing why I never do that in high rank. You settle for high deviation on it. Oh, yes! Settling for high deviation on a Bowgun is something I just never do in high rank, and I'm seeing why. Reloading through a roar is always a good time. Well, not always a good time. Sometimes it works out really well. Other times it's better to just block it or evade. Oh, yes. So it's come to this. It took me forever to find you. You know, if it weren't for all that time I spent finding him, it would have been like a 4-minute kill, 5-minute kill, 6-minute kill, something like that. I'm just eyeballing the time, so I don't know. Probably 6-minute. This is Mike Bust from Arcadians saying, peace out, Planet Monster Hunter.